What are you watching?
What are you watching? Elodie, le film!
The tantalizing tale of Coco Palm Dhuni Kolhu, a resort that promised the world but delivered a dismal, despairing experience. As I sit here, overcome with melancholy, I'm compelled to share my sorrowful story, a cautionary tale of unfulfilled dreams and shattered expectations. I still vividly recall the day I arrived at Coco Palm Dhuni Kolhu, my heart fluttering with excitement, my mind overflowing with visions of sun-kissed beaches, crystal clear waters, and luxurious villas. Alas, my dreams were brutally crushed, like a delicate seashell beneath the weight of a carelessly placed foot. As I stepped into my villa, I was immediately struck by the stark reality of my surroundings. The room, touted as a luxurious haven, was, in fact, a cramped, dated space with a bathroom that seemed to have been plucked straight from the dark ages. The tiles, stained and worn, seemed to whisper tales of forgotten memories, while the sink, a relic of a bygone era, creaked and groaned under the weight of my gentle touch. It was as if time itself had stood still, leaving the bathroom to wither away like a once beautiful flower. But, I thought, perhaps the beauty of the resort lay elsewhere. Oh, how naive I was. The beach, touted as a picturesque haven, was, in reality, a litter-strewn wasteland, with torn sandbags strewn about like the discarded remnants of a forgotten picnic. The reef, once a vibrant tapestry of color and life, now lay decaying, a victim of neglect and abuse. It was as if the very essence of the resort's soul had been ripped asunder, leaving behind a hollow shell of broken promises. And then, there was the food, a culinary abomination that insulted the very concept of taste and aroma. The dishes, a mishmash of bland, uninspired creations, seemed to have been concocted by a chef who had somehow managed to distill the essence of disappointment into edible form. The fruits, once a vibrant, colorful array, were now a wilted, sad affair, a mere shadow of their former selves. I asked, naively, for a simple melon, only to be met with a dismissive shrug and a curt reply, as if the very notion of fulfilling my request was too much to bear. But, I persisted, hoping against hope that perhaps, just perhaps, the service would redeem this wretched excuse for a resort. Oh, dear reader, how wrong I was. The staff, a seemingly endless parade of apathetic, disinterested individuals, seemed to take great pleasure in ignoring my every query, every request, every plea for help. It was as if they had been trained in the art of indifference, their very existence a cruel joke played on the unsuspecting visitor. And then, the final nail in the coffin, the checkout process, a torturous, soul-crushing experience that left me feeling like a prisoner, trapped in a never-ending cycle of bureaucratic red tape. The manager, a cold, unyielding figure, seemed to take great pleasure in watching me squirm, his every word a dagger to my already bruised heart. As I sit here, reliving the horrors of my stay at Coco Palm Dhuni Kolhu, I am reminded of the wise words of my dear grandmother, who once told me, "A bad experience is like a bad apple, it spoils the entire bunch." Ah, how right she was. So, dear readers, I implore you, heed my warning, avoid Coco Palm Dhuni Kolhu like the plague it is. For in its crumbling, decrepit walls, you will find nothing but disappointment, despair, and a deep, abiding sadness that will linger, like a ghostly whisper, long after you've departed its forsaken shores. What do you think, dear readers? Have you, too, fallen victim to the false promises of Coco Palm Dhuni Kolhu? Share your stories, your woes, your disappointments with me. Let us, together, create a chorus of discontent, a symphony of sorrow that will echo across the digital landscape, a beacon of warning to all who would dare to tread the treacherous waters of this doomed resort. And now, as I close this sorrowful tale, I am left to ponder the eternal question, what could have been? Ah, dear Coco Palm Dhuni Kolhu, how the mighty have fallen, how the once beautiful dream has turned to dust and ashes. Farewell, dear readers, until next time, when I shall regale you with tales of woe and disappointment from the depths of the travel swamp. The reality of businesses near Coco Palm Dhuni Kolhu. The businesses near Coco Palm Dhuni Kolhu are, unfortunately, a disappointment. They are the kind of places that make you question whether you accidentally wandered into a poorly run tourist trap rather than the pristine paradise you paid for. Let's start with the local produce market. Markets near Coco Palm Dhuni Kolhu are not the vibrant, honest trading hubs you might hope for. Instead, they are places where tourists feel like walking ATMs. Vendors, mostly Bangladeshi-run stalls, have a reputation for aggressive upselling and questionable quality. One visitor described being followed around, pressured into buying overpriced, nearly spoiled fruits, like some kind of tropical fruit horror movie where the villain is a mango. Prices are inflated, sometimes double what locals pay, which feels less like shopping and more like a financial ambush. Then there's the resort itself. Coco Palm Dhuni Kolhu is not just a hotel, it's a masterclass in how to ruin a vacation. The reviews paint a picture of a place where the term eco-friendly is just an excuse for neglect. Guests arrive expecting luxury but find cockroaches in their beds, construction noise at all hours, and sandbags littering the beach like some dystopian shoreline. The food? A gamble. One family got food poisoning from undercooked seafood at the beach barbecue, and when they complained, the resort served them another plate of raw seafood, as if the first round wasn't traumatic enough. The management seems to operate on a different planet. Guests describe being stranded for hours with no proper lounge, kicked out of rooms early, and ignored when they raise concerns. One man was told, "Our European guests don't need air conditioning," as if comfort is a privilege reserved for certain nationalities. Another family missed their international flight because the resort botched their seaplane transfer. No apologies, just a shrug and a bill. The snorkeling? Forget vibrant reefs. The coral is decaying, the water murky, and the fish seem to have evacuated long ago. The Eco and Eco Resort apparently stands for economy mode, minimal effort, maximum disappointment. If you're thinking of staying here, ask yourself, do you enjoy overpaying for stress? Do you dream of vacations where you beg to leave early? If the answer is no, then consider this your warning. The businesses near Coco Palm Dhuni Kolhu are not just bad, they're the kind of bad that lingers, like the smell of burnt garbage one guest mentioned wafting through the island. Save your money. Save your sanity. And maybe save yourself from ever setting foot here. You know, I was looking into scams near Coco Palm Dhuni Kolhu, like, why do people have to be so mean? Tourists just want to relax, and then, boom. Someone tricks them. It's so sad. So, businesses near Coco Palm Dhuni Kolhu, they're usually nice, but sometimes not. Like, this one time, tourists got scammed out of, like, $1,050 at some local store. Can you believe that? The store probably overcharged them or tricked them into paying for stuff they didn't even buy. So sneaky. But, like, the police actually got the money back. That's rare, you know? I bet the tourists were so stressed. Imagine losing that much on vacation. Probably ruined their whole mood. And the scammer? Probably just got a slap on the wrist. And, like, another thing, some stores near Coco Palm Dhuni Kolhu might try to sell fake souvenirs. You know, like local handmade stuff that's actually from, like, a factory somewhere else. Tourists buy it thinking it's special, but it's just cheap junk. So unfair. I bet those tourists went home, showed their friends, and someone was like, this is from a tourist trap. Embarrassing. Oh, and, this one's sneaky, some places might forget to give you your change. Like, you pay with a big bill, and suddenly, the cashier acts like they don't understand. Classic trick. Tourists probably just walk away because they don't want to make a scene. But, like, that's stealing. How could anyone do that? It's just depressing. Coco Palm Dhuni Kolhu is so beautiful, but some people ruin it. Tourists come for paradise, and instead, they get scammed. Like, why? Can't we just be nice?